hope we pray for better days.
If you think your money is safe in the bank, then I'm afraid to say I've got some bad news for you. Some of the things that I've learned during my reading into finance and investing over the course of the last few years have absolutely destroyed this concept for me, and this video is to illustrate why. Central banks are banks which have special permission provided by the government to print money to buy debt. When they do this, every single dollar or pound that they print makes your dollars and pounds worth less consequently. This process is called quantitative easing. It's essentially when money is printed by central banks behind the scenes to alleviate the government's financial woes. What happens is the government creates bonds, which are effectively IOUs, which say, if you pay me this much money, I'll pay you this much back over this much period of time with a certain percentage of interest. Central banks buy these. To buy them, they just create money out of thin air, therefore funding the government's coffers. Every time a dollar or a pound is created, your dollar is worth less. If there's 2 times as many dollars and pounds, then the dollars and pounds that are already in existence can only be worth half as much. This is a grossly simplified view or way of looking at it. I am aware of that. It is necessary for the government and central banks to create some money because of money that is lost every year, whether that be through savings or cash that's just lost into the environment for whatever reason. It's when this is abused that it becomes a problem, as it is at the moment. There are 2 types of economy. There's the real economy and the financial economy. Most of this money that's created finds its way into the financial economy. The financial economy consists of stocks, shares, assets, things of that nature, property, stuff like that. This is why we've seen such a boom in property prices over the last few decades. The money that finds its way into the financial economy, it takes a little bit of time to make its way into the real economy, and not as much of it does. The real economy is what we see on a day-to-day basis, i.e. what we pay for food in the shops, what we pay for services, things like that. How much your money loses purchasing power every year is known as inflation. Usually, inflation is quoted to be about the 1 to 2% mark. Actually, in reality, it's generally about the 7 to 8% mark. At the moment, we're in a small bubble where it's very, very low. That's only because there's so much economic woe in the world that there's no demand for goods and services, hence inflation is lower. Because of all the cash that's being printed right now, there is an inflation tsunami just waiting to happen further down the line. If you take some of your money, which resides in the real economy, and place it in the financial economy, then what that means is you can take advantage of this effect. You can do this by buying property if you've got a fair bit of money, or even at a lower degree to a less costly scale by buying things like stocks and commodities and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying rush out, throw all your money into stocks, throw all your money into property, throw all your money into gold, things like that. But can you see how it's at least sensible to place some of your earnings in these other means or asset classes as a means of storing value, because in likelihood they'll go up in value disproportionately with time. It's definitely worth thinking about. It's just protecting yourself and being sensible. I hope you liked the video. I hope you see where I'm coming from. Lots of these things that I learned over time were a complete revelation to me. I wish someone would have told me sooner. Hopefully they'll be of some use to you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.